Aqua gang in this thing. What it do, you guys? It's your girl Empress 777 here today with a general message for my beautiful Aquarian soul family, my Aqua gang in this thing. I hope you guys are doing super fantastic. I most certainly am. Holy angels and spirit guides, please give us exactly what it is that we need to know in regards to my Aqua gang, Sun, Rising, and Venus signs. The messages are general, y'all, okay? Take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't force anything to fit. I feel like this is going to be a slow burn, you guys. I'm not going to lie. Interested to see how long this message is. Maybe not, but that's what I'm feeling. This person, whoever this energy is, I just felt the need to like exhale. Maybe they're like holding their breath. Bated breath. Holding on with bated breath. I'm not necessarily feeling sorry for this individual, but their energy is extremely prevalent and heavy. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't force shit to fit. Cross watchers, place yourself where you belong in the storyline. And lots of silent, I'm hearing like pregnant pauses. Perhaps you have children with this person. It's not for all of you. Don't force anything to fit, you guys. Like the video, okay? It's how we energetically donate to the channel. It's free. Free 99. Also, shoot me a little comment down below. A little hey girl, hey. Don't be rude. Say that shit to fuck back. Whatever you want to add about the reading, you can feel free to do that down below and converse with one another. If you haven't already made it official, please consider joining the gang. Do that by hitting the subscribe button. The notification bell, you should hit that as well, because that's going to let you know when I upload. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. They're not even having me turn over these cards. There's just a lot left to be said in this person's opinion. I feel like this is somebody who feels like they have lost control. They like control, but they feel like they've lost it. Or they could feel like they're losing their mind. I heard a song, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so we have Wolf that came out crossing, independent, loyal, and free. There's something about your freedom, or just your freedom of speech, the way that you think, the way that you move. Loyalty is also here. I'm hearing like running in a pack. This person may feel like a lone wolf at this time, or they just feel like nobody will understand them. Perhaps this is somebody who feels so lonely because you understood them the most. There's definitely, I heard a pregnant pause. So I don't know what that means, right? Like it could be 9 months since you've spoken to this person. Or it could just be, like I said, this sort of bated breath. They feel like they haven't said everything that they needed to say. Now I feel like the song that came up in the pre-shuffle, which we got no cards that came out, right? This is somebody who is struggling with the lack of loyalty or just independence. They may be very codependent is what I'm hearing. This is somebody who possibly thought that you were codependent as well, but you're a lone wolf. You don't need a pack is what I'm hearing. That could be something that really intimidates them. The fact that you don't need them, the fact that you don't need a relationship, or the fact that you don't need the validation of a relationship, the validation of their input, right? For those of you who resonate with the portion of having kids with this person, you may be doing it alone, or you're okay just co-parenting, that sort of thing. You don't need the together. There's no codependency here on any level. And it's almost as if because of who this person is, or just the lack of work that they've decided to do in this lifetime, they're still not having me flip that card over. I don't know what this is about. This person is definitely hiding something. But the lack of work, the lack of growth is what I'm hearing, okay? The lack of maturity. The lack of self-actualization. It has enabled this person to stand alone or stand on their own. This is somebody who possibly really relies on other people, but they rely on feeling important in relationships. They rely on feeling like somebody needs them, but you don't make them feel needed anymore is how I'm hearing that. See, we have time. This person feels like it's never the right time for them to start switching up, changing, growing, evolving. Maturing is really what's coming out here. They struggle with their independence. Okay, now we can flip this over. Ooh. It's in the reverse, but it's not in the reverse in the way that I'm like, okay, you're safe. They played a lot of mental games. You were never supposed to free yourself. This is why this wolf card is coming out crossing. And this is also why they're hanging on with bated breath, right? Like they may feel like you've blindsided them here. You were never supposed to escape this. With spiderweb here, this is about being stuck. This person may feel like they've spun this web for the two of you to interlock, but in a codependent kind of way. So that means attaching yourself to someone, staying with someone, even if it's not healthy, even if it's not beneficial, even if it's not providing, even if it's not fulfilling, even like no matter what, right? Like that's codependency. They spun this web and they feel like they're stuck in the web and you have detached yourself quickly. This person could also feel like you may have lied about how you truly felt for them or how deeply you felt for them. If you use the phrases that the two of you are soulmates, or this feels like a fated connection or destiny, this spiderweb being in the reverse is this person feeling like you're lying or you lied. We have silver shoes. This goes right under the timing. So there's something here about this person not recognizing that you can see your worth and that you would be willing to walk away from this. You gave them quite a bit of time is what I'm hearing. Time going right over these silver shoes to me signifies the threat was always there, but because this person felt like they spun such a good web to keep the both of you stuck, not just you, but them as well. This is somebody who sees a future with you, or they saw a future with you. They don't see themselves independent of this relationship specifically. But they used very much so trickster energy to try and keep you around, to try and keep you in their life, as opposed to stepping up to the plate and matching the value, right? So that the two of you can grow and move on together. This is also somebody who may have wanted to keep you held back, stagnate you. They thought they had more time. I'm hearing that as well. They may have thought that they had all the time in the world. Look at this. With crown here, this person loves control. They feel out of control. That is something that they are not used to feeling. There's something about the stakes being really high in this relationship with you specifically, though. Yeah, they lack leadership skills and they lack the ability to step up and do what needs to be done in order to attract the things that they want. This is somebody who rather just have the control and not have to worry about doing the work in order to be worthy of having such a relationship or just the things in their life, period. This is somebody who is willing to spin a web of lies, to spin confusion, to spin people silly, right? To get people wound up to where you can't see things fully. And it is with the reasoning or for the purpose, okay, for the sole purpose of entrapment, right? You can't see a way out. They would rather trick people or trap people. I get that this is something that they've been doing for a long time, but they're still signifying something about the stakes being really high in this connection specifically. This person may view you, they can see your value, especially with the silver shoes here. That is about magic, that is about value. But with it right next to this spiderweb card, it's like this person could see how far you could go without them. So this is somebody who was attempting to hold on control by any means necessary. They could have been doing this by way of, trying to blind you with the passion in the relationship. This whole idea of enduring for the sake of love is also here. You weren't falling for it. You never fell for it. They are stuck here, but you are not. So there's a bit of paranoia. They don't want to move on. This is not somebody who is wanting to move on. I'm also hearing this song, right? Before we get to these two cards, I think it's Carl Thomas, but it's like Just one part of the song. I wish I never met her. I wish I never met him. I wish I never met you. So this is somebody who, they're not really acknowledging their part in how things got to where they are now, which is very problematic. Yeah, it's almost like they're placing all the blame on the fact that they ever met you, and the fact that they met you did make them want you, right? It makes them want you. They feel this unexplainable pull and magnetism towards you. They became very codependent on your energy, whether you realize it or not. Because I feel like this person tried to show some symbolism of control, like self-control over their feelings. They may have never expressed it, the depth of it, or just how much they want to keep you around. But it's written all in the cards, especially in these tactics that they used or attempted to use to keep you around, to keep you from moving forward, to keep you from ending things, right? So we have crew. Working together, this is about teamwork. This is what you deserve. This is what this person may have put on as if they would be able to provide you. When I see crew, this is like being on the same level, both parties, everyone bringing something to the table. This person expects blind loyalty. So even if they're not adding anything, they still want to be a part of the crew. They still want to be a part of the team, even if they're not adding anything, even if they are more of a liability rather than an asset. This also is a signifier of partnerships. This is the Sagittarian card. The number 3 could be significant. Sagittarius could be significant. Leo could be significant. And the number 6 could be significant as well. With curtain call, I feel like the level of recognition, the level of admiration, the level of affection, the level of attentiveness that you would have given this person, right? You gave them a lot of focused attention. At least that's what they feel. It could be a lot more than what they were used to in connections in the past, is the reasoning for them wanting to partner with you. It's not, they're not as, I'm hearing like pragmatic. I'm also hearing diplomatic, and I'm hearing like analytical, so logical, right? If we're looking at the analytics, because Aquarians are extremely logical, we look more at the statistics, at the numbers, because what does love have to do with it? If I'm trying to build something, I need to make sure whoever the fuck I have on the crew is going to be able to help me get to that goal faster. This person doesn't think that way. They feel like even if they're dead weight, because for the sake of love, they should still be getting attention. Curtain call can also be the end. And this could also have to do with some dramatic events that occurred in the recent past. Something to keep you tied to this. Something to get you to second guess yourself. You're very smart. This is what this person is saying. So at some point in time, they knew that you would be moving away from this with this travel right here in these silver shoes card, right? Like you could see that no value is being added, or you could potentially see right through this web, right? The web of lies, the web of confusion, the web of gray areas that this person has attempted to place in front of you to like sort of blind you and buy themselves more time. You saw right through that. Yeah, for some of you, you may have just been watching like a show. So this could also be why they feel like you lied to them, because you made it appear as if you weren't on to them. And that they were truly in control of this. But now they feel out of control. I wish I never met you. And I also feel like them stating that over and over and over is because this is the timing is up. Your movement away from this is bringing to the forefront the codependency issues that this person has continued to struggle with. And the spider card in the reverse, spider web card in the reverse, specifically is about these tactics, this manipulative tactic that they have habitually grown used to, that coming to an end. So you'd be the last person that they would have had the ability to attempt that on, even though it's worked multiple times in the past. I get that this person thought that they would settle down with you, but they were trying to trick you into a relationship. So for me, that feels like somebody who showed up one way, but they were really another way. Told you that they were ready for this certain thing, like mirroring you. Whatever you said you were ready for, they said that they were ready for. Whatever you said you were interested in, they said they were interested in. Whatever future goals and plans you said you had, they had the same, right? Like, but it was all a lie. And because you're so analytical, because you look at things so logically, right? Very much so head over heart, and you are trying to build something, you absolutely know that dead weight is going to slow you down. It will stagnate you. This person almost feels betrayed because in their mind, because they're in control, you were supposed to let them know, right? The way in which you were analyzing this situation so that they could spin the story another way. You see what I'm saying? Let them know that you were doubting them. Let them know that you were doubting that what they told you was real, that who they told you they were was real, that what they told you they wanted was actually real. There was a lot of inconsistencies that I feel like you just sat back and watched. Okay? And they're considering that a betrayal because you're not pointing out the fact that you were recognizing and seeing the inconsistencies. It did not allow them to spin the story another way to keep you stuck. Every time they spun a new string of the web, you untied it. Very smart, extremely quick, fast with this time card. They thought that they were going to be able to spin a whole web, but I don't even think that they got one line of that web up in terms of you. But the fact that you held on to that and made them believe that they were in control. You see them pointing all of this accountability towards you, which is ridiculous. Yeah, they definitely feel like it's a betrayal. See, with this SIM card, it says, we'll do anything to win you over. Okay, groveling. It also says a fool. It also says begging. But what really stands out the most is we'll do anything to win you over, right? Even if that's lie, even if that's changing the story. The second with this person, the second that somebody starts to recognize their inconsistencies and call them out, they're able to spin another lie, right? It is a cycle to get one stuck. It does also create this level of codependency because it's not all bad. People typically hold on to the good parts. But I feel like because you're so head over heart, you looked at the good and the bad and the inconsistencies and all together. And you were definitely like really analyzing it from a wider scope, hands off, emotions aside. They are not used to that. So we have Zennial. Yeah, it says feeling like it's hard to fit in. That goes along with this lone wolf card. This person may have deeply rooted rejection or rejection wounds or outcast wounds is what I'm really hearing. So this is why they feel like they have to lie to get people to stick. They feel as if they have to do whatever it takes, even if that requires them to lie. And I'm saying like little lies and big lies and all of the lies in between, like a habitual liar. You may have even caught this person in a few lies, but never called them out. And to them, you were supposed to call them out. That's the level of control that they would need in order to spin this the way that they need to get you to look over here and not over there. Yeah, I feel like they can't believe it. But it's not just the fact that you've kind of outsmarted them here or you've played a different game entirely. It's also the fact that this is the catalyst to the end of an era for this person, okay? They are shooketh by how things have changed so swiftly, so quickly in their life. Yep, this new way of doing things has been canceled. They may also feel canceled. There's also something here that even though this is somebody who was moving funny type is how I'm hearing that, who tried to finesse this connection, right? Lie their way into a relationship, trick you into commitment or trick you into some form of long-term stability. You were the stable one. So I feel like they were an opportunist to kind of bandwagon on your stability and on your growth. I do feel like they told you certain things to make you think that you could do it together with this Crew card here. But you started to see that there were inconsistencies within that. You started to be able to see that this person lacked leadership skills, that this person lacked the ability to think for themselves, that this person did do certain things to try and trigger you or trigger this sense of codependency. You're not codependent, but they are. And I also get that this is somebody who is used to attracting people who are codependent, such as themselves. So it's not normally hard, which is why they weren't thinking 10 steps ahead to be able to get ahead of what you were already seeing. So it is leaving them speechless, but it's also the fact that they are going into a cycle where everything from the past is coming to an end. They're not able to just hop to the next, go to the next, move to the next. And it is triggering this sense of abandonment, rejection, and this sort of outcast wound. I'm hearing like an outcast wound. So maybe they were like the ugly duckling when they were growing up, or just somebody who was so crazy different that they were outcasted, right? Something would have led this person to believe that they had to lie about who they are completely in order to have people want to be around them. That is all being brought to a head. You dismissing this situation, or rejecting them, or not being interested in the level of connection that they want with you. Because for some of you, maybe you didn't like cut this person off completely, but their access has been demoted. It's not the same. And perhaps it's never going to go back to being the same. They thought that they had you stuck good enough. See, and for some of you, you cut this shit off flatline, right? Like you pulled the plug. We have lost interest here twice. You analyzed the fuck out of this connection. You did it outside of your feelings. We have draking, and we also have follower. This is somebody who is a follower, not a leader, but they let on as if they are a leader, right? You might be exposing all types of insecurities within this person that they've tried to cover up by way of lying. But I'm also hearing like adopting other people's personalities, other people's interests, other people's, everything about other people. Because when they are themselves, or when they were themselves, that's a wound that they have been unable to look at, or unwilling to look at for real. But now they don't have a choice. Yeah, they are a follower. With this draking card, they are used to people leaning more into the feelings. Maybe you think this person is a bitch. I'm hearing that. Like, what? Very emotional. They're used to people operating out of emotions, and they're used to being able to spin or, weave a web riddled with any emotions, which lacks logic, but you're too logical for this person, or you are presenting as that. The Draken card also states lonely and depressed. Lonely is a big one. I feel like when this connection goes cold, so does the majority of the connections that this person may have been holding on to. Because I do feel like perhaps they always thought that maybe they would not be able to grasp you in the way that they wanted to, right? In the way that they intended to. So they had plan A, plan B, plan C, but all of the plans are flatlining at the same time. And this is what has them speechless. It's like the end of an era for them. The end of this toxic, manipulative pattern or habit. Yeah, I also get this person being surprised or caught off guard at the fact that they did everything to get you to fall in love with them, or to get you to be in love with them. Blind loyalty. And it didn't work. Like to them, it's like I became exactly who I felt like Aquarius wanted me to be or needed me to be to take on this partnership without question. And the fact that you're not is really what's unsettling for them. Yeah, look. Wow. Wow. I mean, when I say the rejection wound is like screaming, all kinds of things can be being dug up from their past now at this time. It's all starting with you stepping away from this. Okay, moving towards things that bring you clarity. Walking away from things that bring confusion, uncertainty. Okay, the unwillingness of you to just take this person's word for it, right? With the wand, with Page of Wands, which is more like action towards a new beginning or action towards something that you don't know much about. Pages are like the beginning stages of something. There's still a lot to learn. There's still a lot to discover and development in terms of who a person is, what something can be, what something could become. But with the wand here, this is like going towards it, inspired action towards something, even though you don't have all the answers. I feel like the action that you're taking is moving towards your intuition, which is telling you that something is amiss, something is not right. This could be somebody who doesn't believe in that type of stuff, and it might be shaking them up, the fact that you've caught on to them without true answers, without anything else besides your intuition. They might be a little bit scared is what I'm hearing as well, because other things in their life are dying. It's like this one thing happens, you don't have all the answers, so they're confused or surprised, caught off guard that you would be able to make a decision and not really have all the answers, right? I spun a web of confusion. How are you able to make such a decisive decision to be done with me or to back off from me or to friend zone me or whatever the case might be, to start leaning into yourself, focusing on yourself? However you decided to move, it was a decisive decision that was done with the lack of true clarity. The only clarity that was really there is intuitively shaking the shit out of this person, because as soon as you start moving so decisively, I do get that they start to question if whether or not that shit is real. But then, like I said, multiple things, other things from their past that they've hidden or that they've tried to bury, all start to bubble up on top of the surface, right? So as this person relies on other people getting into this draking energy, they are the ones who is now here. They are stuck in their own web, but the web is not a web of a relationship with others. It's the relationship with themselves that they've abandoned and ran away from or tried to or rejected in the past. Yeah, I'm definitely hearing they're frightened. They're frightened by your spiritual gifts. There's something that they're either being shown or just it's not coincidental. The synchronicities and the way that you're moving is not a coincidence. They know that now. But there are other things in their life that's coming up as well that's shaking them to their core. Yeah, with the Zennial card, it's like a crossover of multiple events. You might be a Gen Xer or a millennial, or this person might be. Or the two of you may be from two different generations, and this person thought that they would be able to outsmart you because of that. There's also this idea that this person thought that they would be able to get over on you because of your empathy, because of who you are as a person, because of how much time you take to make decisions. Even though you're not sharing every single thing that you see, you take mental notes. There's something about this person feeling like they were going to get away with this, with the Seven of Swords here, right over this High Priestess. You are scaring them. How do they know? How does Aquarius know, right? They know you know, but they don't know how the fuck you found out or how you know. How do you know to start moving like this? If I'm showing you this, right? Which is all the flowers, calla lilies, butterflies, unicorns. Oh my, I want to marry you. I want to be with you. I want to do this. I want to build with you. I want to grow with you. I want to have, right? How do you know that you need to back off from me or pause? How do you know that there's ill intention? I'm not showing you anything else but what I'm saying. That, along with you removing your energy, is creating this catalyst for other things to start dying in their life. This could be the loss of a job. This could just be the loss of their charisma, the loss of their finesse. They're not able to smooth talk as much. The opportunity is drying up. Like, shit is really changing. There's a big shift, but it's so noticeable that they are correlating it with the fact that everything began and everything started when Aquarius started stepping and tapping into that spiritual shit. I get that this person doesn't believe in it, but you're making them a believer. Tough lessons. They have a tough road ahead of them. They don't realize it. This is just the beginning. They feel like this is the worst. This is somebody who's been able to operate in this energy for a very long time. They've never been held accountable for their actions. And it's almost like this karmic debt or this karmic retribution is coming all at once. It's going to be like a windfall. With the Hierophant there, to me, that's like some really tough spiritual lessons. You don't even realize that you were this person's spiritual teacher. You taught them a lot, even if you've only dealt with them in a short amount of time. Wow. I wasn't even using this deck and it flipped over while I was picking up the other cards. Ace of Swords. These are truths that they're not going to be able to avoid. They've been able to avoid this truth about themselves and just about life in general for so long. No more being able to tell lies to themselves. And they put this Ace of Swords right over the Seven of Swords. Right? Seven of Swords is a lie. They are a habitual liar. They lie about every fucking thing. And now they will not be able to evade the truth. You're bringing truth right to their doorstep. Six of Wands is in the reverse. They do feel like a loser. They feel like they're losing. And then we have the Two of Cups. Oh my God. 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Well, before we jump into either one of these, let's hop over to the extended, okay? I really want to get down to the nitty gritty of where this is actually going, okay? I'm not saying that you're going to deal with this person. It looks like you are a teacher for them, a catalyst for them. It just really depends, okay? So I just want you to be prepared. So we're going to get as much information as possible in terms of forward movement and what you can expect in terms of this person's actions towards you, their intentions towards you, their karma that they're dealing with, okay? It feels like this is just the beginning of that. I would like some details in terms of that, just in case you have to be in close proximity to this person so you'll know what you're dealing with, okay? We want to explain the karma and clarify it. Upon paying back this karmic debt, there is a chance for this person to actually ascend, right? And awaken. With the Hierophant here, they can ascend those steps eventually. I would like to know if they've done that already. Have they transformed? Have they changed? And in what ways? That will let you know if you should even entertain this person's reapproach towards you or their desire to reestablish a connection, right? They lost it. They're trying to get it back, but we've known this person to be a liar. So I need to know if this is really genuine this time. Okay. Or is it just the same old bullshit? Let's see what this person's purest feelings is for this connection and their intentions with moving forward. Okay. What were their intentions initially and what are their intentions now? That's what I would like to know. That's going to also let you know if there has actually been significant changes worth your while, right? That's for those of you who still care about this. For others of you, we just want to know what they have up their sleeve so that you can move accordingly. Let's see what their next steps are going to be specifically. How are they planning to reapproach this or reapproach you? What is the offer that they're giving? Is it worth your time? Is it something that you're interested in? Only you will know that. I would love to know what your lesson was in all of this. Why did this have to happen? This is going to let you know if that's something that you're working on currently or something that you need to work on. Okay, especially for those of you who are trying to attempt to get to the next cycle and be done with cycles such as this, connections such as this. We will see the potential outcome, you guys, good or bad. What would be the return on your investment? What would you be setting yourself up for emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually? Okay. What do you get out of this? What is the potential for longevity? And what does this person truly act like once they feel like they have you? We will look at all of that. For those of you who are moving on to the next cycle, I would like to know what blockages you need to address if you truly wish to move on and release this. Addressing and releasing those blocks are going to put you into the next cycle, or at least open the portal for you to be able to maneuver your way through to a new cycle. And then we will see what is over there. Only the good, only the new. We will dig into all the nitty gritty about the new energy. Okay, so you can be fully aware and see if it's even worth your time. We will pull time frames on both old and new, and we will pull advice, okay? So without further ado, click the like button, click the subscribe button, the notification bell. I'm going to be putting the link for that extended down below in the description box. I'm going to see y'all over there. Lego.